Hi guys, today I'm going to walk you through everything I've personally done to fix the various issues, lag issues for the Island Paradise world, Isla Paradiso. I recently posted a reel on Instagram and someone mentioned they have issues with this world, and I thought I would show what I've done over the years to try and fix it. I've been playing Island Paradise a lot recently because I've started a Let's Play and I've gotten pretty far through with honestly surprisingly minimal lag and legit no crashes so far. So hopefully this helps someone to finally be able to play this expansion pack. But yeah, this is just everything I've personally done. I know that there's more and more fixes out there, but the fixes I used, I wanted them to be as less invasive as possible. I know a lot of the fixes are sometimes like deleting like most of the families and all the houseboats, and I wanted to try and keep the world as similar to the original as possible while fixing at least as many lag and issues as I could. But okay, let's get into it. Alright, so one of the first things I did was I came across Ella Charm's world fix. So she actually has quite a lot of world fixes, but the Island Paradise one is the one that I came across first. I think it's the most like non-invasive. It doesn't change a whole lot. I haven't tried, there's another popular one by Snarky Sims. I haven't tried that, but I think that one's a little more invasive and changes the world more. This one, it's like a file you can download, and it essentially replaces the default Island Paradise world when you load in. So it changes a few things, like there's a lot of routing issues, particularly with the castle, so she changes that, little things like that. Really when Sims get stuck routing is when there's a lot of lag spikes, when things like that happen. On here, it's multiple parts to download. I didn't want to do that. So luckily, if you go all the way down, see she made more changes, she has a blog. And on this blog, you can download just the single file, and it makes it a lot easier. And I'll just show you exactly what you do. So all you do is from her WordPress, because I think to be easier, you can go to her .world in the Google Drive and see she has a bunch of like fixed worlds. But here we have the Island Paradiso, so you just download that one. And I'll show you where to place it when it's finished downloading. Alright, once it's downloaded, you grab it from your downloads folder and you want to go to where your saves and mods and such are stored. So that's documents, electronic arts, go to The Sims 3, and then you'd go into installed worlds. And as you can see, I already have it in here, but you would just put that .world file that you downloaded and pop it in here. And that means now when you go and load in, it's already there, which is fantastic. So that is one of the first fixes that I came across and did. Okay, so after installing the Ella Charmed Island Paradise world fix, I followed this guide next. I'll link everything down below. But it's mainly just deleting ports, which got rid of some massive lag spikes in my world. This it's when Sims get stuck and they're trying to get somewhere, it creates big lag spikes. So I'll show you what you need to do. So you just go into edit world and you want testing cheats enabled true. So we'll go in here and then we want enable locking true. So, and this will allow us to delete ports. So the first one we want to do is delete the pretty port, right? So here's pretty port and you have to unlock. Then I think that's when we can bulldoze. So we want to bulldoze that. Pretty port, which is right next to Prince household. Yep. But we want to also get rid of just the lot that's there. So we'll do that again. Perfect, so now it's gone completely. So it does that for a few. So for example, over here, I think it's over here. Yep, it wants us to evict the arias and move them to port, and move them to port player. So what we do this, and we'd go evict, move out with home. Let it load, It's gonna take a little minute. There we go. And we'll do this, we'll place them, and we'll place them, yep. So they have their houseboat and everything, and then we just want to delete this entire houseboat and port that was left behind. Yep, I'm happy with that. So then what we would do, unlock that, and start by deleting the houseboat. And so just do it all over again of what we just did before. We could delete that as well. We deleted the house, and we want to delete the base of the houseboat. And then we're going to do the same for the port. So we delete the port, and then we'll delete the actual lot. These lots are just, they're so laggy and glitchy. Now the next one was one that I didn't really want to delete because I think it's really pretty, but Port Pleasant. So I'll show you what I did, and at the moment it's working for me. So unlock that, and we'll go build by. Because this is a really pretty port in my opinion, and I wanted to move my Sims houseboat here, so I didn't want to get rid of it entirely because I think it's really cute. So the Ella Charmed world fix has made it look like this, which is a little bit different. So far, any changes I've made seemingly have worked for me, but I am willing to delete it. So what I think mainly the issue is all of this. So Ella Charmed did rearrange them a bit, but I decided to just delete it all entirely. And what I did is I then got the soften, and I just did my best to sort of soften it out, and hopefully, I'm hoping that this helps with the lag or the routing issues. So that's what I did. The guide does say to delete it entirely, and you can, totally. I just really didn't want to, so this is my own personal little workaround. So I think that's all of them. So it's essentially 3 ports that they want you to delete. So that is one of the other fixes I tried to do. Now, one of the other things I did was I downloaded this mod here. It basically stops NPCs from moving their houseboats, because having houseboats out in the ocean and Sims trying to get back and forth on boat from their houseboat, or just the fact that they're moving, it can create a lot of lag, a lot of routing lag. And for the person who created it, it seemingly helped, and I believe it's helped me. They don't even have the Ella Charm fix installed, and they didn't delete the Scott family, which we will get into because I didn't delete them either. Anyway, this one is really useful. Okay, another important mod for Isla Paradiso specifically is it fixes the sim resets when exploring an underwater cave. This also tends to happen when trying to woohoo or try for baby in underwater caves. There's a manual solution or there's a mod. It depends your preference. So this website here shows you the manual solution, or you can go here and get the mod. I will say you have to have a account in order to access the mods on this account. I think I can't remember, they have a reason, something about it stops trolls or things like that. But you can either follow these manual instructions here, or you can go and download this mod. You also need the NRaas debug enabler mod, but with this mod it removes some things that cause problems, like those little waving tentacles. You won't see them again, but it lets the one that grabs you, it keeps that one there. So, but you have to reset each cave just once individually with the debug enabler mod. This page here talks you through how to do that. So you just, when you go scuba diving for the first time, if there's any caves in that world, you just need to click on it, NRaas menu, debug enabler, and then there should be options, underwater cave, object, and then click reset. And that's it. It's reset and perfectly good. If you play for longer than 99,999 hours, you have to do it one more time, but that's about it. And that stops a lot of the resetting issues that can happen. So that one's really helpful. Okay, so the next thing, this is NRaas mods. These are core. Oh my god, they help with so much. I would say there's a few really important ones. So the first would be, say, error trap. Now, I just want to remind you that with core mods, this is the sort of thing that once you put it in, you can't just take it out. It can mess with your save, but it helps a lot. So, for example, it's a core mod that monitors the game for script errors and automatically fixes any problems before they can cause issues. It helps prevent save game corruption, cleans up broken data, and can reset sims or objects that become stuck due to glitches. Error trap is especially useful for like long running saves. So this does it all behind the scenes. So the next one is Go Here. So this one replaces and improves the game's default routing system, which is a major issue in Island Paradise specifically. It gives you more control over where sims can and cannot go, improves how sims choose paths around town, and helps reduce problems caused by sims getting stuck trying to reach destinations. It can also improve school, work, and venue behavior and routing. So again, super useful. These are the sort of mods you can just pop in and leave and they do their thing. Overwatch. So it's a maintenance mod that performs automatic cleanups every night while your game is running. It does it at about 3 a.m. So that means at 3 a.m. you will get a lag spike and then it'll go away. It's just this mod absolutely clearing everything that's messed up in your town. It removes like abandoned vehicles, resets stuck sims, turns off used electronics, cleans up various sources of lag that build up over time. The goal of the mod is to keep your town running smoothly and improve overall performance. Register it gives you a more detailed control over role sims and service sims such as cashiers, bartenders, bouncers, tourists, paparazzi, etc., etc. You can limit or increase how many of these sims appear, assign specific sims to certain roles, and manage population settings to make your town feel more realistically, and it helps run more efficiently. So these are super useful. Master controller, I like this because it's just incredibly useful overall, but when it comes to Island Paradise specifically, I tend to use the total annihilation tool a lot, where I'll just delete every animal because they cause lag and I'm not really engaging with animals in my Island Paradise Let's Play, so I just don't want to have to deal with them. I also do the total reset, which resets the entire town, it's back to normal completely, like from when you first started. The only problem with that is that with Island Paradise, that also resets things like treasure chests, so they'll be closed so you could open them again. If you don't mind that, that's fine. It frustrates me a little bit, and I haven't tested it after I've discovered an island, so my worry would be that it might make the island hidden again, but I'm not sure. But overall, it's super useful, especially if you're noticing a bunch of lag all of a sudden, like maybe you've got an older save. That total reset can make all the difference. It really does. So one of the other issues that is often mentioned is the Scott family. They create a lot of lag. So, I didn't want to delete them. A lot of people say to delete them. You can. That's probably just the simply easier solution. Just delete the family. But I'm pretty sure from what I understand, the thing that makes the Scott family so laggy is the fact that when you start the game, the mother is pregnant, but she still has a job. So I have a bunch of mods. So what happens is So she's pregnant from, I think, and still has a job. Oh. Sorry, I haven't looked at them. But she still has a job. So she keeps trying to continuously change into her work clothes, but she can't. And this apparently might also be the case with the Collins family. So you can do this yourself. I'm not sure. Maybe the Ella Charmed fix. Yeah. So she's pregnant, but she has a job. So what you can do is you can either make her quit her job, or you can end the pregnancy. And that should stop a lot of the lag that this family causes. So right now I would just do that. So she is no longer, she's no longer pregnant. But if you, for story purposes, because I should have checked. I'm not actually sure. You know, I can't remember if she was pregnant by her love interest or her husband. And, you know, that's really interesting. So the less impactful thing to do to the story would probably just be to make her quit her career. And I would do this right when you start. So like from the start, before you make your own sim or anything, I would go and do that. And I think we'll have a look at the Collins family, because they are apparently also a big issue when it comes to that. I don't know where they live. Do they live over here? Collins, there we go. So if I switch to this household, if you have master controller installed, you can do this without so like she has a job and she's pregnant. So I would just, again, you can either end the pregnancy, or you can get rid of her job, which should fix the issues. So example, if you had the master controller, we could go master controller, but you wouldn't have to be in the household to do it, which can make it a little easier. So I think we can go advanced. It might be intermediate, sorry. And we can go career, and I would just go quit. It's probably the less impactful thing to do for the purposes of the story. But if you do that, this is probably the most vanilla non-mod thing you can do to help reduce lag that these two families cause. Yeah, so you either, for those two sims, the Collins and the Scott, the mothers, either, you know, stop them from being pregnant, or you make them quit their jobs, and that should reduce the lag that they cause. Okay, so the very last thing I'd like to talk about is the routing issues with Hobart's Hideaway. So the issue is there's bug spawners, but they're underground. So when your staff try and clean them, they get stuck, they get annoyed, they stand there and they do their little yelling, you know, old man yells at cloud thing that Sims do when they don't know how to route. So for this one, it's no mods or anything, it is just a manual. You just have to get the spawners and move them above ground, or you just delete them entirely. And that pretty much solves the issues that this causes. Because I've noticed that when trying to fix Island Paradise, a lot of guides will just say, just delete Hobart's Hideaway. Just get rid of it. It's too difficult. This fixes the main issue so that you don't need to do that. Because my entire goal of this was to fix as many issues as possible without really changing and altering Island Paradise too much to where core features or it becomes unrecognizable. This helps. It's a little bit more effort. It's easier to just delete everything or download a world that has everything pre-deleted, but this allows for that. And it's really super helpful. I promise. It's worth it. I've been really loving playing with Island Paradise. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. That was my relatively quick guide on how to fix Island Paradise. I did it for my own Let's Play that I have running at the moment. Go check it out if you are interested. It is still ongoing and I post super regularly. I hope that this was super helpful for you though. I am willing to do a more overall detailed guide in the future for how I tried to fix The Sims 3 overall to make it run beautifully and mostly lag free. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. follow or subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. All right, see ya.